Hey y'all, it's me, Nixie Lynn. This is the 12th of July, 2024. This is Flosstube 234. And before I forget, I want to say good morning to Jonathan, his mom, Lalani James, and he watch. And I asked her to send me his name so I could tell him good morning. Good morning, Jonathan. I hope y'all are having a great week. I've already got my swim in and made some changes to an FFO I had last night. So we've had all the things going on around here. So I'm off to kind of a little bit later start than usual because my crazy kooky brain woke up this morning thinking that it needed to add something to one of my FFO pieces. So I sent out a cry out to my StitchCon group and they helped me get my brain right, or as right as my brain can get. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that laying right there. And go on and hit Harry for me. I can hear him thinking all the way over here. He's thinking too loud. But I'd worked on a little bit of my stitching, not a ton. Like I said, it was my first week with James Williams back at work. He went back to work Monday at lunch. We had lunch together after his therapy. And then he went back to work. He's done great. The first 2 days he came home and I made him sit there and let me ice it with the ice machine for about 45 minutes, and he hates that. I do not know why, but he hates it. And but he did sleep better. So the first 2 nights we did that. The next 2 nights we just did like ice pack, and I think he slept better the first 2 nights. So I think that's going to be no way around that. He needs to have it iced up to rest better. And y'all can see all this junk over there in the corner. Lord, let me tilt y'all this way so y'all don't have to look at all his mess over there. I need to take that back out to the garage. I toted all that in here and then he didn't use it. None. There we go. Now I don't have to look at it. That's the real problem, is I don't like looking at it. Like I said, I toted it in here and then he didn't use it. No way. So, okay, I'm gonna drop these in here real quick and find my cover sheet for this because I did get my FFOathon done. So I'm super excited about it. But of course that means I have a big mess over here because I've got 10 different stacks of things. So we'll start with whips because I do have several that I worked on this week. Not as many as I would have liked, but first one I worked on was my Four Seasons Angel. I worked some more on her wings and on the little front of her robe here. I don't know if she's in a pilgrim choir or what's going on with all that, but I don't know. I kind of feel like she's a pilgrim choir angel of some sort, but I do love her. So you can see I got some more of her wing done. And y'all, I always think I don't get much done. And then if I see it on the, on last week's, I realize I did get more done than I think. So, and we're on the crappy reverse camera because I forgot to charge the other one. So we probably won't be as clear, and y'all have to let me know if you can tell a difference. She's so cute. I love, love, love her. So I worked on her wings some more this week and some more on the little middle section of her robe here. As you can see, the needle's still in it. But she is so cute, and I am crazy about her. Like I said, I may try to make her into a little stand-up, one of those things. But that is pushing the level of my sewing skills. And I don't mean a little, it's pushing it a lot. As we all know, by my Easter egg attempt. So I love stitching on her, and she is so cute. She may end up just getting framed. because for me, that's the easiest. Framing or using board, sticky board, is a lot easier for me than sewing because my sewing skills are rather abysmal. I wish I lived close to Patty Penn or Nail or Kia B or somebody who could take me under. Like, I need a home ec class. You know, like in home ec, the teacher would come by, and I know because my sister took it. I didn't take it. You know, and she'd make you rip it out and do it right if it wasn't right. That's what I need. Because see, my problem is 90% of the time I don't know if I've done it right or wrong until it's too late. So I need a sensei for sewing. I need a sewing sensei to come up in here, and maybe Ann just adopt me for a couple years and get me straight. Because I have rudimentary is kindness, rudimentary sewing skills. So, and before y'all come at me and say, well, you did a drum. Okay, listen, drum, you can do the whole drum hand sewing. You can do the whole drum hand stitching and not use your sewing machine, which is what I prefer to do when I do a drum. So that is apples and oranges, I promise you. Because this one, I fully finished with just hand stitching. And this one is on a box. So it's not really a drum, even though it looks like a drum. It's on a little old box. And it all came with the directions on how to do it. So also, if you're hesitant about doing a drum, you can put it on one of those little paper mache boxes and just put your circle on top of it like that, okay? So, just so we're on the same page here, that is hand sewn. I have done some of my stockings by hand too, and so that is much more comfortable for me. But anywho, Harvest Angel, I would like to try to do a stand-up on, but I don't want to ruin her. I don't want to ruin her where I can never use any part of her if I kill her with my sewing skills. Hey, Patty Cat, what are you doing this morning, huh? You went outside so early to see your friend. 3:15. I heard her in here. I told y'all last week she woke me up beating on the door. And I heard it again. And her friend was out there. And they were hitting each other on the glass. I don't know if they was trying to get the door open or what. So I went, and when I opened up the door, she ran out. So, did you go play with your friend this morning? Huh? Did you go play with your friend this morning, Patty? We've seen him a couple of times now. So, I think James Williams got a decent picture of him. It's a him. And he is an unaltered male. Patty's fixed. So if I see him many more times, I'm going to put out the picture on our HOA group. And if nobody claims him, I'll put out the Catch Him Alive trap and take him and have him fixed, and then bring him back and just put out food and water for him and let him be an outside cat here or wherever. I try not to be fixing other people's cats, even though there's a part of me that says if you don't have enough good sense to do it, somebody needs to. But you know, maybe they don't have the money. I don't know. Of course, there's a whole, if you don't have the money, why do you have a cat? That's a whole other conversation we could be having. So, and it is a pretty cat. It's gray and white stripedy, and it kind of has those little shorter ears. It's the cutest thing. Oh, did I bring where's my iPad? I had my iPad somewhere. I bet I didn't bring it in here. I thought, Patty, it's going to be hard for me to use that board with you sitting on it. Can I have it? Here, let me have this. You're not supposed to be on the table anyway. Pap will be throwing a fit if he finds out you're up here. Yeah, just sit right there. And I'll clean off the table later and get your booty off of it. Why she wants to get up here and put her butt on my table, I do not know. That is the one thing I do not, no butt on the table and no butt on my counters. Now she gets, if I catch her on the counters, I squirt her with water because I ain't having that, but I don't want to be no cat butt food, y'all. I'm weird like that. This is my winter zipper by Beck Creek. I told y'all it'll go to Mama for her to switch around in her little stand she has in there. I worked on it just a little bit, but it was a little bit that was so fun that I did not want to not show y'all because look how cute. This thing, once I added this blue, I am in love. In love. And I told you, these are still available from Beck Creek and at your LNS. I've seen them at LNS's, and I know they're, they had a bunch of them at the Annex at StitchCon. So I know that there are still lots of them available. There is a red, white, and blue tree, seems like, that I started to pick up, but I knew I had this one to finish. And I think another one's still in there, so I didn't let myself get another one yet. But they're just so cute. But, okay, look at this here. I don't think I'm going to do my squares white. I think I'll do my squares another color. I don't know what color yet, but I think I would do them another color. Maybe a real pale blue or something. I don't know. Anywho, they are still available, so you can still get these. And they're just their zipper series. And they come in a little pouch. And they have everything with them. The fabric is in there, the floss is in there, and the pattern and everything. But y'all, look at those little blue snowflakes. Let me see. That's more like, they're not showing up as blue as they are. I don't know why today. Maybe there. Okay, there we go. They're so cute, and he is so cute. So I think I put his arms and a little bit more on his body, and then I wanted to do the snowflakes because it was just kind of monotone and it was a drag. So I started doing some of the snowflakes to liven it up a little bit. And I do love him. He's so cute. Like I said, she loves them. She just moves them around in her room. That's kind of her little decorating and all. But these are, they have ones for every season. Valentine's, Easter, patriotic. There's winter, summer, spring, fall ones. So cute, so cute. And this, I don't know if it tells me what count fabric this is on here or not. It's a linen, but it's a big count. It doesn't. Oh, it is 20 count linen. 20 count linen. I thought it said on there somewhere. So 20 count linen. And so any of the, if you're wanting to try maybe switching over from Aida to linen, this 20 count, something like this 20 count would be a really easy start. And if you just get a little pattern like this one is, what is it? About 50 or 60 by 50 or 60. That's a good, kind of a starting point. And you can kind of get a little more used to it before you dive into really small stuff, which makes me laugh because Stampin' Cass says she went rogue with her husband to Hobby Lobby and he found some 60 count, some little bitty hoops things. And she was like, I said, listen, just tell him, yeah, if you want me to work on 60 count, I'll just need about $200 worth of lights and magnification. So let me know because I'm right there. I'm right there down to try anything. There is a video that I saw on, I think it was a reel on Instagram of somebody stitching on, I think it was 60 count. And it was so beautiful. It is beautiful, but man, oh man, Like I said, I'm gonna need a lot of magnification to go there. And a lot of light. So that is Winter Zipper by Big Creek. That was my second FFO this week. Not FFO, my gosh, whip. I'm all excited about my FFOs we have to come. I worked on my carnival knockdown. And I have about decided to take a little trip. Patty, please don't knock the camera over. She loves to give me a stroke. Back to Hobby Lobby. Because I think I'm gonna find some yarn that's a little fuzzy and use yarn for my kitty cat. So he'll be a little bit fuzzy too, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go looking. I stinking love, love, love him. I know a lot of people don't like Halloween or like scary things like this. I don't know. And now Charles, I got to laughing. Charles said that he called them carnival punks at the carnival. And I think that's what Daddy called them when I showed it to him. Because, okay, I haven't talked to y'all. I got to go over there I went. The minute James Williams went to work, we ate lunch. He went to work, and I went to see my daddy and Annie. Not that he would have, said, oh, you can't go see your parents. But there was a part of me that felt really kind of bad about leaving him home, stuck by himself. And he don't want to go visit at my parents for 4 hours like I do. Okay, I get it. And to be fair, he don't want to visit with nobody 4 hours but me. Nobody on the planet. Nobody, okay, I will even go this far. Not even nobody on the planet. He ain't want to talk to nobody, dead or alive, for 4 hours. I, however, live for it. I told Sandra when I got to see my counselor again this week now that I can talk again. And I told her how excited I was at StitchCon. And I said, of course, my first thought was, that's 300 people I don't know that I get to meet. Of course, I didn't get to meet 300, which, is a little sad part of it because there's just not the time. But that's what my thought was about that. Now, Patty Penn told me that she had never gone before because she was shy and didn't want to go by herself. Well, I thought she made it just like a champ. But Sandra said the same thing. She said, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd have pulled up to that thing in my car and sat there in my car for a few minutes and turned around and went right back home. Because she said, that is not comfortable for me. I'm not comfortable like that. I'm an introvert, and that is not my comfort zone. And she said, I hope you realize, if you don't, you're even an extreme extrovert. You're on the far end of the extroverts column. And I'm like, I guess. I never have thought about it, but I said, yes, if I have the opportunity to see people and meet people and get to talk to people I don't know, that is like super fun for me. That makes me like super excited. And she said, yeah, you do realize that most people don't feel that way. And I'm like, oh. I said, I know my sister don't. She don't like it at all. She, my daughter don't. That's not her bag. Now, I would say CJ is probably more like me, and Keely, especially CJ though. CJ, when the next, say we all go on vacation together, and I'm old now, so I don't stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning anymore down at the bar talking, which makes me sad because there's nothing I like better than talking. But the next morning, we'll all turn in midnight or whatever. The next morning at breakfast or, around the pool, somebody will say, hey, are you CJ's mom? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, do you know where he is? And I'm like, well, we saw him at breakfast, and he said he was I'll catch him there. Because he's like me. When he sees people, it's an opportunity to meet people and talk to people and find out things I didn't know and learn things that I didn't know. And so it is definitely, it's definitely my personality, but I never had thought about being at the extreme end of it. And I said, oh no, I'm elated. It's something like that. That is just like, for me. And she's like, yeah. Yeah, well, she said, you know, lots of people like being social, but the majority of people aren't doing backflips about walking into a room with 300 people. And I'm like, oh man. Dude, see, and I'm sitting here thinking, how can we have one big table that everybody can have in earbuds and we can all talk to each other at one time? Harry's supposed to be working on that for me. And don't let him forget. Because that was my only complaint about StitchCon was I couldn't hear, even on my table, I had to really listen because, and we were in the center. Maybe we should have gone, you know, out like closer to the edge. Maybe that would have helped some. But I had to really listen because, and of course, like Jeanne and Karen had these beautiful soft voices. And so I had to really listen when they were telling something because it was kind of loud in there. And of course, I think probably people 2 tables over from me were going, my God, does she have to talk so loud? But I mean, that was super fun for me. So I just loved it. I loved it. But I think my little kitty cat here, I am going to get some fuzzy yarn and fill in him, the black kitty cat part. So I got other half of my bow tie done. And this is on that 7-count Closter. And I'm stinking loving it. It's so cute. And you know, you are having to, you know, you got a handful of stuff when you're working. But it is so cute and I love him. And now, if you have to have your stitches be perfection, I'm gonna tell you probably don't do this on this 7-count. Because 7-count, using these big threads or using all 6 strands, whichever you decide to do, is not going to lay down perfect. Or I'm not going to take the time to get it to lay down perfect. Maybe you will. I'm not going to get the time to do it. So I'm okay with just letting that part of it go and just working on through it. But I'm loving it, loving it. I can't wait to start the, after I finish this, I'm going to come down and start doing sections of the kitty cat. So that will be super fun to see it start coming to life. I'm going to save the face for last because that's going to be the most fun part. So I'm going to save it for last and then do his body first. And this, like I said, this is by Rebel Stitcher. And anybody, I need to go look and see if anybody, I couldn't find somebody send me, if you're stitching this, there's a Sal. Drop it in the comments because I am stinking loving this thing. It is so, so cute. I told y'all these are my colors I just grabbed at my Joann's last week while James Williams was in therapy. And that looks super bright, but there is a ton of black on this. So it will just kind of pop right out of there, I'm thinking. So that was all the stitching that I got done this week. And I did not let myself start on, I wanted to start on my autumn rules real bad, but I did not. Oh, why did I zip that up? I did not because I told myself no starting on the autumn rules until you FFO your 4th of July rules. And I told y'all I had that big stack of things that I have to FFO, and I just made myself do it. So, like I said, we had things going this week, and I had some visiting to do. I got Tuesday, we got to go see one of the little girls from my class. She got her tonsils and adenoids out. And so Brittany messaged me and said, hey, do you want to go see Lainey? And so we got to go see her and visit with her mom and her sister, Andy, and took her some little presents. She is just the cutest little thing, and it was so good to see her. I could have just hugged her for an hour. It was so sweet to see her, and she's still, her little voice is kind of raspy still, sounds like mine. From her, they check her tonsils and her adenoids out, so. And I guess that's a thing again, it had got to be like an unthing, right? Because I know my sister had it done, and then for the longest time, I didn't hear about people having it done. And now people are having it done again. So if anybody wants to explain that to me, Lucy, y'all let me know. Okay, did I leave that over there? No, it made it over here somewhere. Okay. Okay, we will talk about that one last. I'm gonna move this guy over here. You go there. Okay, this is, I really feel like it's crooked, but I measured it and it isn't. I guess it's, I don't know. It's a little off. I swear it's a little off in here, but I can't get my brain on how. I picked all these up at Hobby Lobby. James Williams and I went on, I don't know, and grabbed all these. And I did not have any custom frames made. That is a lot of money. And like I said, I don't think of mine as museum pieces. These are just my day-to-day life. Catch carts them around, the girls cart them around. And thank y'all all for being so sweet about him. And Jonathan said he loves to see him on here. I do too, I'm missing him today. I'm missing my sweet boy. He has some cousins in, or let me think about that. Maybe aunts and uncles? Okay, his grandma, it's his grandma, his brother's kids. I can't even get that right, but there's something. Anyway, they're a little bit older than him, and of course he loves playing with them and thinking he's big when he plays with them. And so they're in. So he has had the best week getting to play with them. Nell's had them all at her house, and I know they've all had the best time. He came with me yesterday because Kelby had volleyball games, and he does not do real well at the volleyball games, okay? That is not his idea of a good time. It's very hard for Nellie to watch the game and keep up with him not doing backflips down the bleachers. So he came to stay with me while the rest of them all went to the volleyball games. So he came over here and we went to the post office, and so all my mail went out. If you've messaged me, all my mail's have been out. Of course, in true me fashion, the lady in front of me, everything's going fine till I walk in the post office, and then the whole system, her computer thing crashes and all locks up and everything. So she has to try to get out of that and go to another, terminal and open it up and all this. So we were in there a long time, and he was good the entire time. He did not fuss. So I told him we'd go to McDonald's because he loves to eat French fries and apples at McDonald's. And he ate a couple bites of his chicken nugget again, which is, progress. And so he played on the little thing, that little indoor play thing, and ate some food. And then we came back and took a nap, and then we swam and played with Legos and had all the fun. But he was so sweet in there. So he is very, very good. And Mary Lou said her mama used to let her play with her glass knickknacks, and Patty Penn, talked about her mom, them letting them play with things that you normally wouldn't get to play with. And that's how I feel about this. Him having some fun is much more important. But this is Give Thanks for This Day. It is by Hands On Design. Lord, I got off on a tangent there, y'all. I dyed the fabric. It calls for Jack's Rum, if I'm not mistaken. And I used my Wicked Stepmother colors. But I stinking love it. I saw this frame and I thought, you know what, this might work And I like it in here. It's just kind of different. It's kind of fun. There we go. But it is beautiful. It's a beautiful design, and you can see down there under the pumpkin vine, I have my initials and the year. Sorry, I'm shaking. I should have eaten something today. But this one, it's just on the frame, inside the frame. I did have to unscrew these a little bit to get the backer board and the cotton and everything in there because it was a little tight. I also found out the guy at the Hobby Lobby took my glass before I even left, which made me crazy happy because I always end up with glass. And he said, oh no, he said, I can't give you any money for it. I said, I don't care about that. I just don't want to, I hate, having to trash it. And he said, oh no, ma'am, we'll take it because sometimes things come in, broken, and then we have to cut pieces of glass to go in there or whatever. I said, well, if you'll take them, I will leave them here and you can do what you will with them because I don't need them. Somebody asked about that this week. Was it you, Kim? May have been Kim. I don't do glass on mine. I do feel like it makes like a separation, and I don't like that as much. James Williams does. He wishes I'd put glass on everything. But of course, he would also probably concrete the world. He don't like, it's just gonna get dusty in there. And I'm like, okay. I blow it off with a hair dryer, if it's again like, every now and again, it don't worry me none. But I don't, because you have to put that spacer in, and I intended to grab one and I don't have one in here. If you're gonna leave your glass on, you have to get, and it's called a spacer, and it is a little clear plastic square tubing, and you put it around the edges of your frame on the inside and that hole on the back of the glass. So you have your frame and then your glass is back here. Well, around the edge of that glass, you put this square tube in, and then you put your picture, your stitched piece in there, and that way it's not smashed up against the glass because it will damage your stitching being smashed up like that and make it look kind of ugly. So if you do use glass, be sure that you put a spacer in there. If you take it to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or especially if you take it to a stitching shop, they're going to do it. But you can purchase it from them. I've purchased it from them before. So you can buy it at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So I just prefer not to. So I thought this guy turned out really cute. I just like him in here. I saw this kind of little arched frame and I thought, you know what, that might work. Because he's not exactly square. And so I thought, that might be fun. And he did. He turned out, I was very pleased with how he turned out. So that one was fun, a quick frame. But I swear, I measured him, but I swear he's in here a little crooked. And of course that may happen when I had to cram him down in here, because I did have to cram him down in here. So it may have pulled it a little bit when even though I loosened these up, I did have to poke him in there nearly to get him to go in. So if you use this frame, just be mindful that you're gonna have to put your foot down and mean business to get it in there. But I got that one done. That made me crazy happy. And like I said, this next one is, okay, so it was $24.99. I can't remember if they were half price or not. This is my Serbian Proverb. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. I think it's right here. Okay. This is my Serbian Proverb by La D. They have all the borders around it. I decided I was not going to put the borders on it. And I didn't. So like I said, even if it was full price, this frame was $24.99. It's an 8x10. It's not exactly, no, there's more space at the bottoms than on the sides, but I feel like it's fine in there. I stinking love it. I love it. I'm gonna hang it in the living room because I do feel like it's super important, and I love that saying. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. I love that. Love, love, love it. So yes, you know, in a perfect world, it would be here and it would be here. But in a perfect world, that would have cost me probably 40 bucks. So if, you know, you can save $15 a frame, it adds up. That's more money for stitching. So, and like I said, it's okay. It's not perfect, but for me, it doesn't have to be. For some people, maybe it has to be, but I'm not that person. I love how it turned out. I think it's on just some mystery linen, if I remember right, that I just grabbed out of my stash. But I could not be happier. It's ready to go on the wall. For me, the saying was the most important part. And I love the little tree kind of look up above it. So that made me, yep, I was fine with it. And, okay, true to Beth, I do have a soft spot in my heart for military mamas, having had been one myself. Did I grab that one over? I may have already shared that one. Finish C.O. Henderson. I did, already shared it on. This is C.O. Henderson by Violets and Verses. And I have not done the back yet. So you can see I need to get a plain board and put on here that will tell the name, or black or brown paper. Sometimes I do it either way. That will tell the name, but that way you can see. I've just got it like that on the back. But I will put the name of the stitch, the name of the piece, the name of the designer, and then I will put all the particulars about Granny on here. Because this is my granny, this is my maternal grandmother's mother. So she is my great-grandmother. She was born 1st of January, 1887. She passed 2nd of June, 1971. She's the one that came from Andalusia, Alabama in a wagon. So I love this piece. These are her children. And let me see, there's good old girl. So I did her in red, Belma Onis. There's Clyde, Lester, Carl, and Howard, if my brain is working right. But anyway, I will have all their particulars on the back. So on the back, I will put their date of birth and the date each one of them passed. So I love this. I love how it turned out. This frame I did order because I did want it. I couldn't find anything close enough to suit it. So I did order the frame. It was very affordable though. I think, I may have talked about it on April 5th in Flosstube 221 or thereabouts, because I think I'd already got the frame for them, because I ordered it. I just ordered the frame and asked them to cut me a piece of backer board while they were at it. And they did. I did not, I was running low on backer board. So I think originally my thought was that I would put this behind my backer board and write all the information on there. But I was running low on backer board, so this had to become the backer board. And it worked. So I'll put all that on the back. It is a beautiful piece. It's by Violets and Verses. I stinking love it. I did my own colors, like, you know, like I do. Because I have a kind of a group of colors, a color family, that I'm using on all my samplers. So my family samplers in there are just all be kind of coordinated, if you will, and all be kind of together. So this one made me super happy. I haven't sent a picture to Daddy yet because I did it late last night. So I'll have to send a picture to Daddy of it all finished up because I love it. I do love it. It just came out gorgeous. It was a beautiful stitch. I hope Suzette is loving it. So that one was another one. So that's what, three down. And like I said, here was the other. So it was $24.99. So he let me take the piece of, this was on the glass. So then now it's backwards on here. So he let me take those off and then just stick the sticker on there and go pay for them that way. So I didn't have to take all the glass home. Now this is my Good Tidings of Joy. And I don't know that I got over here with the chart. I didn't. I don't see it over here. I've still got a bunch of junk, so because we got a lot of things to talk about. So I didn't get over here, but it's Good Tidings of Joy by Needlework Press. Here again, this is me being creative, okay? We're going to call it creative. Because I did not want to spend $40, and I've got it upside down, heaven help me, on a frame. This frame is a frame that has one of those, what has 4 pictures in it, okay? It had 4 pictures in it, like 4 4x6s. So be sure when you go looking for frames that you kind of know, hey, this one would come close to working. Then I didn't want it floating out here this much. That was too much floating around for me. I didn't like that. So I asked the guy if he would cut me a mat for it, which I don't usually mat things much. James Williams said, just put a mat on it. I'm like, oh, I don't like to mat things very much. And he was like, well, if you don't, you're going to have to order you a frame and then wait for it. And okay, y'all know, I don't know if he knows the exact way to work me or not, but then I was like, mat it is, because I don't have the weight gene. I am like, what was her name on Willy Wonka? The little rotten girl. Was she Veronica Farouk? I want it now. I want it all now. That's me. 100% me. So when he said, oh, that is a big giant grasshopper. When he said, well, you're gonna have to order a frame and wait, then I went. So then all of a sudden, plan B come into effect. Now I looked at all their greens and all their reds. They were a no-go with this green and this red. I looked at lighter colors. I prefer darker mats always. That's just me. Y'all know I have a thing against white. I do. White is just, to me, a blank canvas. That means I didn't finish it in my mind. If it's white, I didn't get done. I don't like white glasses. I don't like white shoes. I don't like white cars. I don't like white. It's just something looks half finished to me. So even though that would have worked in my brain, it does not work. It does not work for my brain. So I got to flipping around and found this brown. It is darker than my brown there. And I can't get it all in here at one time, but we'll try to just go this way. And it's super cute. I love it. I thought about putting, some of y'all sent me some adorable buttons that are beautiful arc buttons. I've thought about putting them on the mat. I'm not sure about that yet. Y'all can let me know thoughts. But it is the cutest little stitch. And I love him. And like I said, this worked out great. The mat was $10. So the frame, and I think they were on sale half price. I nearly know they were. So the frame there, and of course I threw my receipt away. You can see $27.99. I think it was on sale for $14, and then the mat was $10. So even full price, I could not have got a frame this big for 38 bucks. So this is fine with me. This works great. I stinking love it. I hope I will remember to take some pictures of these and put them on. My poor Instagram has been just treated real badly lately. But I do love, love, love how he turned out. And he's on 30 count straw. He's with the 2 called for DMCs, and then I added the brown because I didn't want him to be like 2 all Christmassy colors. There we go, maybe that's getting his colors better. So I do like changing that brown, made it a little more Christmassy, less Christmassy, goodness gracious. But I love it. But last night, okay, I had got the boards cut before I got to go get Catchy yesterday morning. But that was as far as I got. So last night after dinner at 7, I said, James, I got to get in here and get on this. He said, don't you want to just get up in the morning and do it? I said, no, it's too much. My brain will not be firing enough to get it done in the morning. So from a little after 7, 7:15, 7:30-ish, till about 9-ish, nearly 9, I worked on these and got them all done and thought I was finished. And then I had planned on my 4th of July rules. I keep saying I'm gonna order me one of the little beautiful these frames. I have not done it yet. Because here again, I am the I want it now person. If I have to order it and wait for it, it like kills me, okay? It really does kill me. So I had got this notion that I would take these, and these are from Joann's, and it's just some kind of stinking piece of wood, okay? And I had the notion that I would put them together like this. I'm gonna glue them together and paint them kind of like a shutter, okay? And then maybe put a cross piece here and here, maybe not. Maybe just put them together and paint them like shutter, and then kind of rough them out and, you know, wax them, distress them a little bit, was my thought. And so I was just going to do no boards around it, okay? Just this, like this. So I thought, okay, that'll work. And then I'll just have brown showing. I was gonna do 3 and just have brown showing. And I woke up this morning thinking about it. And thinking about that is not what I wanted to do. So I get to digging with fabric and all this. And this is how my brain goes. Ting, 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 ting. So I have my piece and I had grabbed some fabrics. And okay, let me go back to say, I was just going to put this around the edge. So I was gonna do no surrounding boards, just finish it on one board and put this trim around the edge. I really like this trim. But I woke up this morning thinking, nope, that's not what we're doing. So I send out to the hive mind, table 24. They're probably gonna kick me out the group before it's all said and done. I grabbed some things that I like and don't like. I grabbed the things that I liked, and then I try to decide if I like them with what I'm working on. I had these pieces that I love. These are fabulous. These are fabulous pieces of fabric. I love them. But for me, they were real busy and took away from my stitching, which I didn't like. And so I said, but y'all let me know what y'all think, because maybe I'm wrong. I could be. It could happen, okay? It could happen 99% of the time. So these were out, but I loved them. But that's, just grab some pieces you think you'll like. Take your stitch piece with you to the store. Lay it down on the counter. Ask them if you can use one end of the counter or the little table where the pattern books are or something like this. Lay it down and bring you some pieces of fabric over, okay? They might even cut you some little snippets. I just bring the whole little roll thing over and lay it down if I'm in the store. This is just what I had at home because I decided I needed something. So those two, I love the fabric, but I did not love it like this with my stitching, too much. So then I had this blue polka dot. I also had a light blue check, but I used my light blue check so much because I do love it so much. I had these two and I really felt like the red, I didn't want it up next to my stitching. So I had picked the blue. Excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, this were the other two I had, and I didn't want the red up next to it. I liked the blue up next to it. And then Patty said, you should do both, 2 boards, 1 of each. And so then I was like, oh Lord, do I have enough boards? Because it is pretty. So I barely had enough boards, but I made it. If I had, I guess this is the good Lord trying to take care of me always. Because if I had used sticky board for this, I wouldn't have had enough to finish out my next level cookie brain one next. And I'm going to move this guy down here before I knock him off. Okay. You sit right there. So I would not have had enough, but I came in, I told him, I said, I'm swimming real quick. Y'all let me know if you change your mind. So I came in, they hadn't changed their mind. And I love it. I love, love, love it. And like I said, it's still, and then I'm gonna show you something to make you laugh. It's still got fuzzies and everything on it. Patty, I gotta use my little eyelash brush you gave me to get all my fuzz off here, but that's how, this is how, I just pulled it out from under the books when I started filming. Y'all, this turned out so cute. I stinking love it. I don't know if I could love it anymore if I had to. And no, it's not, like I said, it's not perfect. I realized, and I guess I slid it over when I put it on the books. It slid over this way a little bit more than this way. That ain't gonna bother me one bit. I ain't gonna think about it. Did I see it? Yes. Will I think about it again? No. No. I can let that go 100%. So I just love it. It turned out so cute. I love this pattern. But where I'm gonna make you laugh is if you look real close right here, right there, you see there's some little holes, be a little bit bigger than the other two. That's because remember last week I said I'm gonna stick my needle in right here, Patty, so I'll remember to put her whiskers on. If you think I didn't get up yesterday morning, slap that thing on the ironing board, and Dottie gave it a lick and a promise. With the needle and the thread still in it. When I turned it over to measure it to cut the boards, there was the needle with the thread for the whiskers. So it did work. Not the way I thought it would, but it worked. So I could not be happier with this. And so now I will put my little, now that it's wider, I'll have to put 4 of these. Let me see if I can, I should have kind of stuck them together. If I could get my little clippies here. We can make this work. Let's see here, necessity, the mother of invention. We can get this working very rudimentarily. Okay, So that will give you some kind of idea how wide it will be. Then I'll paint it up, and then it will set on here kind of like this. And then I can put all my rules on this. So I'll put magnets on it and whatever and get it ready for all my rules. And that will fit pretty perfect. I think these were, I don't know, $1.50 a piece or something. So way cheaper than a frame. And like I said, I like ones I can change out. Use them for all the things, because y'all know I use my shutters for all the seasonal ABCs, but it's too narrow for this. So I hadn't come across another shutter that was the right width, but I think that this right here will work just fine. So there you have it. So hopefully I'll have that finished next week, and it'll be back here in the background for y'all to see. True to Beth, I started saying a few minutes ago that moms have a special place in my heart, military moms, because I have been one, and I have stood in the shower and cried every time my baby left, because that's just me, bawling like a baby in there. Well, it's just gonna have to lay down for now. Lay down for now. That's just me. That was hard times. Hard times. Oh, Cheryl, you said that your son maybe was stationed at Baldesta. Our son-in-law's brother, yes. Our son-in-law's brother just left as base commander. Josh Delighten was the base commander there for a while, and he's gone on to DC. So I hope they knew each other and liked each other. Kendra, yes, we do have to have faith in all things, especially right now. Vicki, I do not have the Noah stocking, but I have got to get it. And Elspeth, I don't know what I graffitied, but I probably did it. I probably did it. I went back and started listening, and then I ran out of time and I had to come film. So I'll have to go listen and see what I did, because I'm always doing something. But yes, if there's any question about it, I probably did it. And it was like with my kids, even if I knew they didn't do it, I knew they were my kids. So I'd look at them and go, did one of y'all trick that kid into doing that? Now, usually they said no, and usually it was true, but life is hard. Life is hard. So I did get accomplishments this week. I didn't get tons of stitching, but I got tons of accomplishments. So that made me happy. Now, shares from last week, if I can find where I've got them. Okay. Lighthouse is Arlene Curry. Arlene Curry. Not many of y'all chimed in on these. And they were kind of, I get that they're kind of limited, maybe as everybody wouldn't stitch them probably, because, you know, you don't have somebody in the Marines or the Air Force or whatever. This one is Air Force, Cheryl Fuimo 7901. Cheryl. This one is Marines, Teresa Chuclay 5362. And then Bird Dog, Diane Hahn 711. I think the most of these had eight comments on them. So everybody stood a pretty good chance this week. But isn't that the cutest thing? It's a dimensions. So that one's Diane Hahn, if y'all will get with me. And then last week, who am I still waiting for? Last couple of weeks, that's what we got week before. Oh, Maureen Besant 5301. And Lawana J, Karen Pellian, Ann Klabaugh, and then Loida Ruiz, 7112, and Denise Gray, 9106. I'm waiting to hear from y'all with some addresses. So if you sent them, maybe they went to my spam or something, send them again. This week's, these are gorgeous, and I think these are duplicates. As a matter of fact, I think I have them in my own thing. And when y'all send these, are so sweet to share on with people. This is Sue Hillis Rudolph. I'm going to call it Rudolph. Use the word Rudolph. Isn't he adorable? This one is Autumn Lane Stitchery. I want to say I saw something with them this week. Something about PDFs and charts or something. Maybe it was Autumn Lane. Double check me on that. This is Autumn Town, and it is beautiful. But I have it in my stash to stitch myself. Use the word autumn. Use that word right there, autumn. So we have Rudolph and Autumn. And then this is going to be a big one. This is a 3-piece, and then all the pieces will go together. You'll get all 3. There are 1, 2, and 3. So this is Little House Needleworks Song of the Seasons. It is beautiful. So here's part 1. I already have it in my stash and one of y'all sent it. So this is going to be a beautiful share. So here's part 1. Here's part 2. And I'm just showing you those to show you that they're all going to be together. And there is the finished design right there. It's gorgeous. So use the words seasons. 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 And like I said, it'll be all 3 patterns. So whoever is the recipient of this share will get all 3 patterns. So I'm going to jump off of here. I've gone a little bit over. And I hope y'all have a happy Friday, a great week. Enjoy your stitching, and I'll see y'all next Friday. Bye.